Hi, this is Brian with Workshop Addict. I've recently had a chance to use DeWALT's new Jobsite LED spotlight. This is model number DCL043, and it's a very cool unit. I'm really into lighting, and in fact when I'm working in a lot of areas, I'm usually underneath a car, underneath a lift, or it feels like I'm inside some sort of cabinet. This might not be the perfect light for those situations, but it really impressed me. We had a chance to take it out last night. A buddy and I went out hunting. We had a successful trip, but the successful trip will not be what we talk about for the rest of our lives. He ended up trying to pole vault a running river, ended up falling. We tried to bring him back in a sled. He ended up going 6 foot deep in about 30-degree water. We just had a blast. But this light was with us through the whole part. And one of the things that ended up happening while he pole vaulted over, I chucked the light about 15 feet across the river because he needed it to track the deer. He dropped it. It fell about 2 feet deep in the water, turned on with the battery pack on. It had no issues. He picked it up, dried it off. First thought was, man, the battery pack's on here and it's going. Everything was good. This light is IP54 rated for dust and water. So while it can be submerged lightly, it's not going to be something you're going to go diving with. Although in our case, it did work underwater for some time. It's also a light that got chucked about another 20 feet to another person who was supposed to catch it when we went across the river or coming back, and that gentleman didn't understand that he was supposed to catch it. And while we don't have it on tape, this light made it about 25 feet, just gave it a throw, and it tumbled. Battery stayed connected. I know sometimes in some of the reviews that we've done, when we actually try to see how much things will take, the batteries have come undone. This battery, which is a DCB043, which is a 2 amp hour battery, no problem, stayed connected. This light on full power, which is the 3 LEDs, 1000 lumens, will run approximately 3.5 hours on a DCB041, which is a 1.5 amp hour battery, a little smaller than this. It would also run about 13 hours on the single red LED that's in here. So we use this tracking some deer down, driving 4-wheelers. We were easily running this light for well over 3 hours. Never once did it get warm around the light, or was it uncomfortable to hang on to, and the fuel gauge still reads full at this point in time. So I've not seen it. I've used the light a lot, but when the light does get out to where you're going to burn out the battery, or the battery's going to go dead, the light will blink twice and it will automatically lower itself to a lower lumen setting, and then every 45 seconds to a minute it'll blink twice, reminding you, hey, I'm low on battery, and then eventually it'll just turn itself off. So one of the other cool things that we used a lot last night was the red setting. This lower LED is just red. It's easy on night vision. So if you're working a lot in the dark, you can turn it on red. The spotlight is excellent. In fact, I'll show you a picture of kind of what it looks like showing an American flag in one of my work areas in back. Completely pitch black. Turn this on, and cameras just don't show you in a picture how nice it is at night. So the red light makes it easy to work. You can look at the light, turn away, and still keep your night vision or the low light vision that you have. The only downside I see to it is the way it's set up. You have a nice rubber molded grip and kind of like a drill type trigger. So the trigger is just a little switch. So when you click it, the first time it's on with your 3 LEDs on top. Click it the second time and the red for the night vision is on. Click it again and it's off. Downside to it for hunting or recreation is that you have to click the main lights on, then the red light. There's no way to go just to the red light, which if you're varmint hunting, coyote hunting, or anything like that, it would be nice to go. Obviously this light wasn't meant for hunting, but it's definitely going to be a must-have in my case when I go out. More of this is meant for the work site, the job site. If you're going in looking for leaks at night, a carpenter that's building something where you don't have power, you're packing up your tools at night, an electrician, you need to find something. There's so many uses for this that I think it's going to find itself being used in a lot more situations than just job sites. This is probably going to be in most people's hunting packs, or it could even be an emergency light that people have at their home. So a few of the nice parts about it, it does click through and move so you can adjust it, which we did use because if you were just kind of walking in however you had it, sitting it on a four-wheeler was nice. It does have a handle. We have not hung it on anything. It's got a little place you can put a handle through here, another rope place in the back, or this. Obviously you want to be careful if you're hanging it off anything electrical with the metal handle. Battery goes in and out very nice. It does have a place, and they did send it with a belt clip. Not used the belt clip yet. I don't really see a need for it. It seems like it's either going to be sitting on something, or I don't know if I'd really want that hanging off my belt, but in job site situations you might. At 1,000 lumens, DeWALT says this will light up things up to 500 yards away. I can show you some pictures. Again, pictures don't exactly justify what you actually see, but I have some pictures of us shining back from where we shot the deer to the blind that were approximately 150 yards. So you can see in the pictures a little bit that, hey, you can see the blind there. It is dark, so you might not be able to see exactly what the blind looks like because it's all painted black also. But it worked very well. Very long distances. I was surprised how this 3 LED situation could just light up the night wherever we needed, and it wasn't incredibly direct. It lit up a lot of area. So as you're walking through the woods, it wasn't that you had to be on this exact point. It was somewhat of a spotlight, but a little flood around it. So if you're looking for a light for work sites, for keeping at home in emergencies, for hunting, fishing, camping, recreation, for just about anything other than probably hopping underneath and working in a cabinet or on a sink where it's dark because this is pretty bright, you found the light right here. This does not come with a battery, so you're buying it alone, and you will add the battery on later. Obviously, the bigger battery that you put on, the heavier it's going to get because it is pretty light, but also the longer it's going to last. So I know I hate to mention prices in videos because they always change. Right now, this is currently retailing for about $89. Check it out online. I believe they even have them at some of the big box stores at this point. Stop by Workshop Addicts. We can talk about this tool, subscribe to our channel, or throw us some comments in the bottom of how you might use this that I might not have mentioned, or other things that you can think of where this light would be perfect for your uses. I appreciate you taking the time and watching our video, and I hope you have a great day.